I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Taking the bus out for an afternoon ride. Since tonight we're doing an after the burn, I thought we'd get together. I hope everybody's doing good. Barella, good to see you. Jamie Palmer, thank you for being here. Mr. Jeremy Fowler, Brandon Breeding, good to see you, bro. Nice to see you. Got that giggly ZZ Top vibe going. Hi, Arwa. I like that. That's the I got that. That was Reese's wig. She was here over Christmas, and she had that. Yeah, it's my. I don't know what that is. Definitely rocking it though. Dizzy Dragon, good to see you. Something unique is happening right this very minute. Do you guys know that? Oh, ugly dude. I hate your name. I love you, Sharon. I hate your name though. You gotta change that name. Chili Phil, good to see you. Vixen, good to see you. Speedy Lemma. So here's the interesting thing that's happening right now. Do you guys know? It's very rare. Like back in the day when I first started, somebody could say like, I was your 605th subscriber because it was easy to know. It wasn't growing very fast. Jonathan, hi. Right this second, there's 148,998 subscribers on this bus. Probably there's 2 people watching right this minute that are not subscribed. You could actually know your number. If somebody wants to be 148,999, you're the next person who subscribes. And the next person after that, you'd actually be the 149,000th rider on the bus. Kind of crazy. Let's see if we got it. Yep, we're one away. If if somebody's in the chat that is not a subscriber and you hit right now, you will actually know your number, which is a really odd thing to have happen. I'm not making it up. Check it out. There's 148,999. And there it is, people. I don't know who it was, but whoever just hit it was the 149,000th person on the bus. It's kind of a milestone. Not really. The next one is. So that's kind of cool. Oh, we just went to 100. There it goes. We're past it, right? It's kind of funny when we hit 100,000. That was like a big deal. Super. That was Speedy Lemma. When we hit the 100,000, you get the plaque. You know, it was kind of a big deal. Not a lot of people. You know, in the grand scheme of things, not a lot have hit that. And I was so excited watching it build, and it got to 100,000. And you know what happens as a YouTuber? Every once in a while, they'll scrub some subscribers. So if if somebody subscribes to the channel and they never ever watch, in 6 months, YouTube will just scrub it because it's not really a subscriber. So it hit 100,000. I was all excited. And then like 10 minutes later, I lost 5 and we were under 100,000. I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. And then like, a few minutes later, you're past it. And then all of a sudden 100,000 is not a goal anymore. It's in the rearview mirror. It's kind of weird. So today at 5:05, we're doing a after the burn with Zach Perkins. Arwa, you are such a doll. 5 memberships. So if there's somebody here that doesn't have a membership, you're going to get one because Arwa is amazing. And if you're one of those people who gets a membership, click on it, go green, go check them out. There's 171 videos that nobody's ever seen anywhere else. And I mean some weird stuff that I don't normally do on the channel. I don't ever do aftermath videos. You know what I mean? Like after a challenge when I'm dying, I never do that. Hey, if you could hit the like button, you can get more people watching this thing. So I never do aftermath videos, and I did. There's a couple of really bad ones on the channel. I think there's one short that everybody sees normally. I think I put a short up, but there's some ugly videos there. Tim D, good to see you. Brandon Breeding says, Bard, you are awesome. He is. And this is no dig to the women in America, but some of the greatest women, they just don't live around here. After my last experience, it was brutal, you guys. It was hard. I don't even want to think about it. Wanna Love, thank you for being here. Wanna Love and Arwa are feeding me great jokes for a squirrel. Uh-oh, nurse is yelling for me. I hate that. I love you greatly, Johnny. Some universally odd way you and I connect. It's a beautiful thing. Pay attention to your nurse. I'm glad you're here. Arwa says couch time is really honest and Johnny tells his story. It's down to earth. It's kind of brutal. You know what it is? It's almost like a video. Some of the stuff that I talk about in couch time is in the book that we're going to be releasing soon. You know why I did that? Because so many people, man, I'll tell you something. One of the cool things about analytics, you can find out crazy things, like how many comments you've had. And there are so many comments where people say, why you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? So I tried to come up with try to explain it. Try to explain why. And that's what the couch time is all about. I love the squirrel jokes. Squirrels are great. Did you guys see we did a really great knock joke. The knock joke was awesome. Squirrel, where are you? And she's sleeping. She was up all night. But I think we're going to do more knock jokes. Cats she's an amazing animal. She really is. I love all animals, but that cat is special. She is a very, very cool creature. You know what's great about cats? And I love all animals. I swear I do. But when a cat comes to you and wants love, it's such a cool thing. She does that all the time to me. She shows, like last night, I was at odd times. It's weird. There's sometimes if you try to hold her, sometimes she's not in the mood. She's like, just doesn't want to be anywhere near you. Then there are times where she wants to be in your lap. And if I'm like, I got the laptop in there, she doesn't care. She's like all over me. I move her away. She was right back. And last night she needed some love. I hope Tommy saw that video. Jigsaw, good to see you. Thank you for being here. The first knock joke was great. I said, knock. She goes, meow. Like I was the who's there. I said, meow. So she's like, meow who? I said, meow, how are you doing? It's a great knock joke. I got a new one too. She doesn't know it yet. I'll tell you guys now. It's knock. She's going to say, who's there? I'm going to say, pet. She's going to say, pet who? I'm going to say, pet me right now. That's the next one. She doesn't know that one yet. I thought she was up in the basket, but she's not. Joan M is new to the channel. Thank you, Joan. There's a lot of cat people that are watching now, which is great. You know what's interesting? The sober chat videos we're doing on Sober Weekend, they're getting really big. I'm getting massive amounts of emails. It's unbelievable. Jonathan was watching you play some videos last night. Want to know what your favorite guitar you've ever played was. I play very little bit. Love Here's the thing about a Les Paul. I've owned a bunch of them. I have two of them now. I haven't owned a bunch. I've owned 3 or 4. The sound of Les Paul is spectacular. There's no doubt. It sounds unique. But the best way I can describe it's like an ex-wife. Every time I touch a Gibson Les Paul, I'm fighting with it. One reason or another. Every single time. I don't know anybody who can keep a G string on a Les Paul in tune. I've tried wrapping it different ways, and it's just a flawed design. So my favorite guitar ever is right there. I'm not kidding you. I have 2 that are almost equal. They're made by a company called GOC, and they're amazing. They don't ever go out of tune. I mean, I don't play. I'm not professional, but you could literally go up and play a 3-hour set, a 3-hour concert, and not touch the tune, not worry, not once about it being out of tune. I'm not fooling a bit. Once I went away for a week and a half, came back, and I only had 1 string barely out of tune, and I was gone. It's just an amazing guitar. Jigsaw, knock, who's there? A would walk cool. Would walk 500 miles. That is a great joke. That's a great joke. I'm taking a picture of it. There you go. Thank you. That's great. You know what I mean? It is beautifully flawed, but Jonathan, hold on a second. I don't need to get a camera view. This is worth doing. The Gibson, if you hold a Gibson headstock like this, the headstock goes at an angle like that. It really does. And the strings go like this on the headstock to the tuner. It's a flawed design. It's horrible. It's a bad design. And it's like, you know what? It's like Reese's peanut butter cup. You pull a Reese's peanut butter cup off that little wrapper, and the bottom's going to stick on it. You've had 80 years to work on it. Sort it out. Figure that out. So, I mean, you can put them in the fridge and you can pull those things out and they're fine. But that's flawed. And Gibson is flawed. How many times have people dropped a Gibson just falls over, and then the neck headstock snaps. My God. You know how many times I've seen a gorgeous Gibson in a shop. I was like, I'm going to buy that. And I look in the back and it's a neck repair. And it's probably fine. I don't want a broken neck. I could beat an intruder in my home to death with that thing and then sit down and play it for 2 hours and it would not go out of tune. It's just a bad guitar. And the other problem with Gibson is this. This isn't a guitar thing, but the other problem with Gibson is that they're so out of touch with music, with people who hold guitars, with musicians, I should say. They're out of touch. Find me someone in the chat. There's not very many of us, but somebody with name a new band where somebody plays a Gibson. Oh, wait. They don't. They're just so. And if you go to a Gibson's website, the entrance level Gibson is going to cost you $3,000 minimum. And you can spend 10, 15, 20 for one. I'm not even fooling, for a brand new guitar. That guitar is a fraction of the cost. It's a better guitar. I have both. I'm not fooling. I'd be playing the Gibsons if they were better. Real Tea with Krista Marie. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. You look spectacular in green, just so you know. Green is not my color. I mean, it's your color. So I don't look good in green. Mr. Hem, have you ever seen one of those true temperament fingerboards or fan fret? Yeah, this one is actually fan fret. This is a 7-string, but if you look at what they mean by fan fret, like if you look right, I think right here, it's straight up and down on the 12th fret right here. But if you look here, it's like that, and it goes like that. And the reason for that is that this string down here is a half an inch or an inch shorter than this string. And this is great for drop tuning. This is a 7-string, so you can do drop tunings, and this string stays firm. So if you have a regular frets, when you drop tune, this gets floppy and it just doesn't feel right. So, and you get used to it really quickly. When I first got it, I was like, because I have 2 guitars that are fan fret, and once you start playing it, it's instantaneous. You're used to it. So, sold mine for $50. I hope it wasn't a really great one. You want to hear a terrible story about selling a guitar for really cheap? It's not even selling it. It's when I first dated my ex-wife. Excuse me, my kid's mother. She's not my ex-wife. I have an ex-wife. My kid's mom, I want to be respectful. She'll never not be my kid's mom. We started dating. She says, I was a guitarist then, and she said, I have an acoustic. If you want, you can have it. And I said, well, we were just dating. I didn't know I was going to marry them. I was hoping though. But she said, if you like it, you can have it. I'm like, do you know what kind it is? And this is a true story. She's like, I can't remember. I think it's a Martin. I went, it's a Martin. She goes, yeah, but you probably won't like it. It's really old. It was made before 1965. I went, 365 Martin? It was worth like $15,000. So I said, where'd you get it? Just curious. Because that's a great guitar. I wanted you, I needed her to know that. I'm like, that's a phenomenal guitar. It's not like a guitar. That's something that needs to be that's a Martin 365. She says, a relative of hers was in a bluegrass band and played it for years while he was in this bluegrass band. I'm like, holy crap, where is it? And she says, well, I let a guy, she was a youth group leader at the church. She goes, I let a guy one of the kids in the youth group play it. She just let him play it. He goes, yeah. So he has it now? She said, I said, you have to get it back. She never saw that guitar again. Guitars are weird. When you have one, you lose one. Like I had a guitar, one of the first ones I ever had made for me. I had a BC Rich made for me when I was a kid. It was like $1,200, which is at the time, it was like buying a Ferrari for me. It was all the money in the world. And I had it forever. I had it a really long time. You never ever see a guitar where the fretboard's getting worn? Mine was, but it was because of me. I bought it. I had it made for me. It was new. I wore that guitar out. It was beautiful. I loved it. And my kid's mom, I should call her my ex-wife for this, but I won't. My kid's mom, we were living in Reno, a big house on a cul-de-sac. And she said, we were getting ready to move. She goes, I'm going to have a yard sale. I said, okay. I went to work. I came home. She said, honey, I sold your guitar. And I had one that I was going to sell that I said she could sell. It was an old acoustic, and it was nothing special. I can't even Yamaha. It was a Yamaha. So I said, you can sell. I told her you can sell the Yamaha. And I didn't really care what she sold it for because they don't really play acoustics, you know. And I get home. She said, I sold your guitar. I said, how much did you get for it? She goes, $100. I said, great. She sold my BC Rich for $100. It was hot pink. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful guitar. It was hot pink. She sold it. And she sold the amp. The amp was a piece of crap, but she sold the amp too. Also for both of them for $100. I said, you know who you sold it to? I didn't lose my mind either. I said, who'd you sell it to? She goes, I don't remember. I got, here's my baby bro. Good to see you, dude. I took out an ad. You remember that, Tommy? When my kid's mom sold the guitar to me, my BC Rich. You were with me when I bought it, dude. You helped me get that guitar. I went to every pawn shop in Reno. I took out an ad for like a few months in the paper saying, if you bought my guitar, I'll buy it back for 5 times what you paid for it. Never saw it again. Once I was on Reverb. If you know what Reverb is, it's a website for instruments. And I saw BC Rich, looked just like mine. Hot pink, looked exactly like mine. Had a different bridge, and it had a fixed bridge. Mine had a tremolo, and it was different tremolo back then. It wasn't like a modern day one. It was a really weird tremolo. If there are any guitarists in the chat, have you guys ever seen a Washburn tremolo bar from back in the 80s? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? If you have a tremolo bar and you break a string, there are strings in the back, springs that hold the tremolo, and if you break a string, it throws it off, and the whole thing will be out of tune. The Washburn tremolo, it was called the Wonder Bar. There was no springs at all. You could just bolt it right on. You have a luthier do it, but there was no springs in the back. It bolted around. There was a torsion bar. So when you lower the bar, it would twist this bar. It would want to come back to its normal position. So there was never, if you broke a string, it would stay in tune. It was just a wicked cool guitar, but it was a wider bridge. And this was a fixed bridge. So I zoomed in on it because if that was my guitar, they had put a different bridge on, there would have been holes I would have seen. It wasn't mine. But man, I thought that was mine. That was a bummer to lose that guitar. It's still nowhere near the guitars that I've got. But I only played once with a band in front of people. It was in a bar in Texas. No, it was a bar in Burlington called Houston. That was the name of the bar. Maybe it was Club Texas. It was either Club Houston or Club Texas, but it was in Burlington, Vermont. I had neighbors that were in a band, and they said one day, you want to come down and play a set? And I didn't know what I was doing. Way over my head. So I said yes like an idiot and showed up. And they gave me a few easy songs to play. And I had friends. I worked at a pizza joint. I had all my friends show up. I was wearing shorts. My knees were shaking. You could see my knees shaking. Real Tea with Chris Marie. Wow, I just saw the cat in the video. Johnny and I have 6, but my Eloise Marie, aka Baby Bear, is a twin to that kitty. Torties are beautiful, Krista Marie. I think some people don't like torties. I've heard people say they're ugly. I think torties are so beautiful. I think they're all. The thing about torties that are really, really cool. Torties, to me, every single tortie looks like they came from the same litter. Like they're all brother and sisters. That's what they all seem like to me. Did I pot a bunch of skis to help you get that? You did, man. You did. That was a bummer. You know what? On the back, there's a shamrock I carved into the back of it. So if I ever see it, I'll say, turn that thing around. Let me see the back of it. But it wasn't stolen. He got it legitimately. It was brutal. I never saw the Kaler with the torsion bar, but I'm telling you, I loved it. I thought it was a great design. But I want to see your kitty. I'll have to go check it out. I will check it out. Thank you, Krista Marie. I love cats. Cats are spectacular. Look at Tommy. Stupid people have said that they're ugly. Only stupid people. Murph, good to see you. Yeah, they're amazing. Cats are just, I don't know. And a Vox recording library. There's 0%. You know, it hasn't yet. The last 2 times I've done live streams, Tommy, does Squirrel do this with you? The last 2 times I've done live streams, Squirrels come in here and drop the deuce like a bear. Like she's this big. Yeah, unbelievable what she does, and then walks out like she's proud of herself. Has she done that to you? She's only done that the last 2 times. Brock Bandy, good to see you. Jigsaw says, I would love to try guitar in general, but I'm just not that talented to get how to play it. You know what? Just tinker and pick it out. Like I had a teacher when I was like 10 for like 3 lessons, and I just could not stand the dude. And I quit. It was the first person I ever fired. I said I want to quit. My mom goes, you can't, but you got to fire. I'm not quitting. You got to do it. It was terrible. So then I learned how to play by just putting a long time ago, putting cassettes and watch MTV. Believe it or not, a long time ago, I used to play videos, and I used to film, like record all day long, and then go through slow motion and turn the music off and the volume, just watch their fingers. So you should do it. Banjo. I'd like to learn how to play a banjo, if for no reason because of Steve Martin. Have you ever heard Steve Martin play banjo? Arabian Bard says, hi, Brock. Brock's a great dude. So what's the story, Dizzy? Exactly right. This man knows the show. I fired Viola Contessa. Was my music guitar teacher. I fired him, and for an hour, he said, what's the story? What's the story? If I was 4 years older, I would have beat him to death with my guitar. I was so mad at him. I really wouldn't have done that. Herja is actually, Squirrel is Tommy's cat. You know how cats are. Now, it's weird, though, because most cats are a 1-person cat, and this is almost a 2-person cat. I think she thinks, we all know, like, Cat in the Hat, thing 1, thing 2. You guys know the story, Cat in the Hat? I think Squirrel thinks that Tommy is thing 1, and I'm thing 2. And that's how I think it is. When he leaves, he's now in Bug Tussle, Tennessee with his fiance. And when he splits, I think after a day or so, 6 hours, I become thing 1. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even think about that. He's not even on her radar. It's like he doesn't exist anymore. He'll come back. He'll be in the house 18 seconds. And all of a sudden, I don't matter. And I'm thing 2 again. Just like that. It's true. But she's weird. She lets me do things like, we're talking about a cat, but she lets me rub her belly a lot. Like she really likes it when I rub her belly. And if Tommy goes near her belly, she'll open him up. She's actually very gentle. She's never caused any of us to bleed, not once. There's a group called Dead South, Jigsaw says. I have to listen to him. I'll give him a listen. Jarrett Gremple. Jarrett, we've been waiting for you. Will you show your live reaction to the world's most floral candy? That would be a great Johnny and Tom video. We might be able to do that. We've been talking about doing reaction videos for a while. What we need to do, this is what we need to do. We're planning. We got plans. I'm not going to say what we need to do. We have plans, and if we're able to execute them, the content that we will be able to deliver to you guys will be really, really cool. You'll throw your TV away. The lifeboat cat does not like you rubbing her belly. You hear that? That cat doesn't like you rubbing her belly, Tommy. It's really sweet when she rubs it. When you rub it, she likes it. There's one video I have where for like a minute I just rub her belly. It's not like, if she didn't like it, she clearly likes it. There's just no 2 ways about it. Tiffy Tiff, good to see you, Tiffy Tiff. My first time. No way. Odd, Tiffy Tiff, because we've been talking about you. In fact, I think the last live stream, Tommy, my brother, said, when do you think Tiffy Tiff will be here? I said, hopefully soon. And here you are. Thank you for being here, Tiffy Tiff. That's very cool. Beavis and Butthead is still how I talk with my friends. Yeah, that's kind of it. See that? There's my brother. When we were just talking about you, Tiffy Tiff, he said, when is she? There he is. I told you she'd be right along. Someone said earlier I should play. It's really if I play guitar on a tape, like a recording, and then upload it, it doesn't sound. It sounds bad. But if you do it live through a mic like this, it really sounds terrible. It doesn't work well. Noah Wright, good to see you. Oh, by the way, I still have not gotten the email from Charles. The other day we did a sober weekend, helping folks get sober, and he was in a bar and he said, "I need help," which is really amazing, actually. Because Tommy's like my mentor for getting sober, and he speaks a lot about people's windows being open and shut. And if you talk to them when they're open, you don't have to have the magic words. If the window's open, they hear you. If the window's closed, it doesn't matter what words you say or how well you say them or eloquently, they're not going to reach them. But Tommy says people's windows open, and he's sitting in a bar with his window open and looked down and saw the live stream and clicked onto it and said, "I need help." How stunning was that? So although he has not emailed me, I'm confident he will. All the old real old Saturday Night Live was gold. Honestly, it was a great show, but it's been a long time since I've been into it. Noah, I was on the phone with Dale for a couple hours. What a drag that situation was. Here's the deal, Tommy. Listen to this. Dale gets robbed. He's got a grow room for peppers. I don't know what setup he's got, but he had a really nice setup. He gets robbed. He knows who the dude is. Called the cops. Cops may not do anything. I'm like, you know who the guy is? I'm like, I could help you get that back. There's Tommy's channel, The Lifeboat. While we're at it, if we could have a mod, please throw up, don't throw up, please post in the chat, Reese's, my sister-in-law's channel. My sister-in-law is Relatable Reese, getting married to my brother Tommy. She's amazing. We're going to be doing a lot of content in 2025. In addition to Casper, we could also get Casper's. That would be great as well. Look at this. We've got DJ Ken 77, Mr. Scoble, sir. How you doing, Squire? You're always on way too late for me to watch. Greetings from Aberdeen, Scotland. Wow, how cool. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I'm not on it at times when that's good for you. When I first started the channel, it was weird. It was very different how you could look at the analytics when you first started a channel like a long time ago. And it would post exactly how many people you had in different countries. And when I was small, when it was first growing, and the second I got 100 followers in a given country, I would do a live stream for them at a time that they all picked. So it was geared for, I'd wake up at 3 o'clock or whatever in the morning and do a live stream. So I would do live streams in all the different countries. That was kind of fun. Maybe I should do that. Dale is a good guy, Noah. Lori Abs, forget about it. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. I think all 4 of you are amazing. Well, thank you for saying that. It's a good group of people. You know what? I wouldn't want to be the jesters right now. There is my sister-in-law, Relatable Reese. Please check her out. From Dizzy Dragon, and one from Brock Bandy. Lots of good content coming, for real. Drew V, battling the flu since Friday. Bro, I'm sorry. I really am, man. Prayers for you, dude. If you guys, eyes peeled, good to see you. Eyelash or something. If you guys ever see ones in the chat, I got a hair in my mouth. It's like a mustache hair. Isn't that weird? If you guys ever see ones in the chat, just like Brock and Arwa just put up, that's just electronic love. You have somebody, sometimes it's somebody that if somebody's a believer, they're saying, I'm going to pray for you. But sometimes it's just someone saying, I see you. I see you. And, you're in my thoughts. So it's kind of a cool thing. There's some good people here. You know what I mean? No one judges anybody for what they believe. And Rat Foo. Here we go. It's a good question. How big is a jump in heat from 200K to 600K? About 400,000. I'm just kidding you. It's a good jump. It's a big jump. So what I would do, so basically you're looking at like a habanero is around, I have the strangest hair in my mouth that is now trying to floss my teeth for me without any assistance. A habanero is about 400,000. 600. Dizzy Dragon, give me a pepper. It's about 600. While I work this hair out of my teeth. You got one? It's a pretty good jump. No, ghost peppers are a lot hotter than 600, dude. You know what? You know what? It's like there we go. I got it. It's what it is a habanero to basically a white ghost pepper. All right. White ghost peppers are not quite as hot as like a regular ghost. As the color drains from pepper, it is my belief that the heat and the flavor do also. So like a white ghosts are about $1 million. You know what, Jonathan? That's what they'll say, but they say a lot. They also say that this sauce is 2.4 million, and it's nowhere close. What you'll find is every single Scoville rating that you'll see about a pepper is the extreme of that pepper. For instance, Carolina Reaper. If you look at what the Guinness says about it, it's 1.5 to 2.2 million. All right. I work with David Foy from Blazing Foods. All right. We use Reaper to heat a lot of his products. Every time he buys Reaper, a new batch of Reaper, because we have half a dozen different sources we buy the Reaper from. He gets it tested, sends it off to a lab to get it tested, so he knows how much he needs to use in the products to keep consistency. Right now, we know that a pepper is a Reaper. They say is 1.5 to 2.2 million. Right. In all the years that I've worked with him, I've never seen Carolina Reaper pepper ever come back higher than 770,000 ever. And some people say, well, it's because it's dehydrated. No, you don't lose any heat when you dehydrate it at all. Nothing. So it should be, you know what I mean? It should be, So when I saw that over the course of years, my thought is, okay, well, and here's the problem with that is this: every single person who's eaten a Reaper thinks they've eaten how much? 1.5 million or 2.2. I got tincture, that 1.5 million, and you'll go, wow, that's 1.5 million. Very few of the peppers that you eat are as hot as what we've read, is what I'm essentially saying. DJ, quick question, mate. Got a pack of sauces for Christmas. All of them pretty much taste the same, give or take. All vinegar base and something called a mash. Could you explain what a mash is? A mash is basically it's peppers ground up. All right. Now there's acidified mash, which means you use vinegar in it to kill any of the growth so it doesn't ferment. Okay. That's acidified. And then there's fermented mash, where you don't stop the growth and it's ferment. What a fermentation is: scientific controlled rot. You're letting it rot in a controlled way. So fermented mash, it's just you don't put peppers. You don't chop up a pepper and put it in hot sauce. So you take peppers, you grind them all up. So that's essentially what a mash is. Sorry for the long-winded answer, dude. Christianese, thank you for being here. Here's what I would say. Getting back to the big question, going from 200 to 600. So it sounds to me like you're at habanero is probably where your starting point is. When you get to the next hottest pepper, instead of committing and jumping in, put your toe in the water and just eat half a sliver of it. That way you get an idea of what you're going to be in store for without jumping in and getting the full commitment. Good thing. Very, very good point here. Very, very good point here. Certain peppers burn people hotter than others do. I ate a raw jalapeno from Walmart that burned me worse than any of my habaneros ever did. That could have been a rogue one, though. But to emphasize his point, I know somebody who can eat Reapers all day long, and they're fine. And they eat one ghost pepper, and they're on the floor. So some people have like a nemesis pepper, a pepper that just makes you struggle. Like I know somebody who likes the mouth burn but hates the throat burn. So as a result, they can't stand Reapers and 7-pot Primos because they tend to burn your throat and kind of avoid your mouth. So people, definitely react to people differently. Then you have some sauces that are so high in POP, percentage of pepper, that it almost seems like a mash. There was a sauce, I can't remember years ago, Dizzy, you won't remember this because it's not a pepper. Years ago, there was a sauce company out of the UK. It was early in like season 2 of this channel. We're in season 9 now, so it was a long time ago. But this sauce was 94% POP, and it's the first sauce that was like that. Like even looking back, I believe it because it was like paste. It was so thick, it was hard to get out of the bottle. You know what I mean? This supposedly is 91%. This bottle was supposedly 91% pepper. And it was like very, very, it wasn't thick. You know, if 91%, 4 out of 5 ounces is pure pepper mash, it's going to be a very, very thick sauce. So Third Hammer is more like a mash. A lot of the wicked hot ones kind of hit you that way. Want to love, I like when my lips are on fire. My lips don't burn me too much because of what I'm eating. It's weird how pepper, they burn you in weird places, Rat Foo sauce I personally enjoy is from Pepper North, Red Serrano, and Carolina Reaper. Serrano is a spectacular pepper. Really great pepper. Brian Nim, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Cheers. Okay, DJ says, yes, Dizzy, all sauces taste very tart to me. No real difference in taste between all of them, which is really disappointing. Perhaps they're just poorly made. Lovely on cheese, not on toast, though. Now, it could be, let me go back up and read your previous sentence about that. Okay. And why do all sauces taste the same? Are they just rubber sauces? You know what? I think, and please do me a favor, and don't take this any way, but I'm completely objective here. That speaks more to the tolerance where you're at. And this is what I mean by that. Like, I've been doing this for a really long time. I've reviewed thousands of sauces. I don't think I've ever tasted 2 sauces that were the same. For instance, like green sauces. You can take the typical ingredients that are in a green sauce, like a jalapeno sauce, and give them to 100 different sauce makers, and everyone, even though they're the exact same ingredients, the different proportions, the way they put them in, they're all going to be a little different. So I think now when your tolerance is really low, here's what happens, DJ. When your tolerance is low, for instance, the male guy probably has never eaten a pepper before. When the male guy shows up and drives up to put the mail in, if I pulled him out of his truck and said, eat this pepper with me, we both ate a pepper, I would be able to tell you what that pepper tasted like. There'd be fruity notes. There'd be floral notes. I'd be picking up different. There's real flavor in that pepper. I promise you, the male guy would eat it, fall down, roll around in the driveway for a little while. He wouldn't taste anything. He'd have a mouthful of pain. So the lower your tolerance is, the heat changes your ability to describe the flavor because your brain can't focus on 2 things at one time. So when your tolerance is low and you eat something really hot, your brain is focusing on the pain. It can't put that pain on the back burner to let you kind of see what the flavor's like. Once that pain starts, your ability to taste is gone. So it could be where your tolerance is. As your tolerance increases, everybody experiences this. As chili heads' tolerance increases, things they have been used to and will begin tasting different. You know what I mean? I've had people say, how come this sauce isn't hot anymore? It used to be really hot. Well, your tolerance has changed. And as you pepper, my tolerance is so different now than it was when I started the channel. I taste things in peppers you wouldn't believe. And I know that I've had people email me and say, you're a liar, man. I bought those fruit peppers. There's nothing fruity about them. I've had that email, Rat Foo, what is the hottest thing you've ever tried? Something that humbled you. This is not the hottest thing I've ever tried heat-wise, all right? As far as Scoville, this is only 9 million, but nothing's hurt me more. And I drank this whole bottle. It's only a 1 ounce. It's only a 1 ounce bottle, but it's an extract that when you get it, it's so thick, it's a paste. I heated it up in boiling water to get it liquid and then drank the entire vial. And I've done that 3 times. I did this one on the 1-year anniversary of my sobriety date. And it was funny. I had an auction where I was auctioning off memorabilia, and this was on the auction block, and Tommy bought it. And I said, well, why'd you buy that? He says, because you needed this later, because it was the anniversary of my first year. But that's humbled me. humbled me. The second time I did it, I hurt. I mean, for a long time, days. Paula Penley, good. Thank you for being here. Do I like mild sauces like Crystal Tabasco? Do you like, or do you laugh at those? I like the taste. Paula, it's a great question. My gateway sauce that got me into it was original Tabasco, just the regular Tabasco, and I love them. I love Louisiana style hot sauce. Like Crystal is certainly that. I'm sort of typecast. Everybody thinks that it's got to be melting my face for me to like it. But my go-to stuff is mild to medium, honestly. But I do like burning myself. Joel, good to see you. Thank you for being here. $9 million is hot. It's a crazy kind of heat because there's hot and then there's like it scrambles your thoughts. Like my superpower isn't the ability to eat hot stuff. My superpower is the ability to talk while I'm in pain and just not lose my composure. It scrambles your thoughts. I mean, it scrambles your thoughts. You're not able to piece together. Like I know what I want to say and I'm not able to get it out. It's bizarre. Nothing. How the plutonium compared to Mad Dog? Plutonium is just the sickest. It's nothing. I've had the hottest it can get is 16 million. That's pure capsaicin crystals. And I was with Brianna Skinner in a bar in Sydney, Australia, eating dinner. It was great. And she had some 16 million pure crystals. I had never had them before. So we took a bunch of it, dropped it in. I wasn't sober then. I'm sober now. Okay. I need to preface this, but I wasn't sober at the time. I wasn't sober that night, but we took 16 million crystals and poured them into a shot of vodka to let it dissolve and swish that, kept it in our mouth for a minute and then swallowed that. And that was really hot, but it didn't hurt me as bad as the 9 million. True story. The hottest actual sauce I've ever had would be Double Doomed Rebooted or no. Yeah, absolutely. It's the only sauce. Have you guys ever seen people get the hiccups when they eat something hot? They start hiccuping. It's kind of funny. I think it's funny. I've seen it a million times. It's only happened to me once in my life from something hot. I mean, I'll get them once in a blue moon just because I get them, but like from hot stuff, it's happened once. And it's on video, and it was from Double Doomed Rebooted, which is 4 million Scoville. And that's a legit 4 million. And the reason I say that, this company advertises to this day that this sauce is 2.4 million. It's only 61,000. All right. But Double Doom Rebooted, that is 4 million and every bit of it. Cornelia, hello everyone from Switzerland. We don't eat spicy food, but we have chocolate with chili, and I really like the combination. My mom is Croatian, and they mostly eat pickled green chilies. Do you know what? Chilies and chocolate is a wicked good combination, Cornelia. Absolutely love it. It's wonderful. Currently munching on either the hottest, if not the second hottest jalapeno I've ever had. Brian loves beans. You know what? You can't trust a jalapeno. Those sneaky peppers, man. They are sneaky. I had you've heard of the rogue pepper. The rogue pepper is the concept that a pepper can just be like a rogue wave. If you're a surfer or sailor, there are rogue waves that come out of nowhere and take boats down. Well, rogue pepper is a pepper that's so absurdly hot, it's out of nowhere. It almost doesn't even make sense. And I've only eaten 5 rogue peppers in my life, and like 3 of them are on video. And one of them is a jalapeno I had maybe 3 years ago or 4 years ago. And it was as hot as any habanero I've ever had. And habaneros are 200,000 or 300,000, and jalapenos only go to like 2 to 8,000. So I've had some of those rogue ones. Brandon, where is Chili Mama Bird? She is in Australia. I hope all is well. I hope she's well too. We are no longer together, Brandon. And it's not her fault. I'm not upset with her. I'm not upset with anybody. You know what? I'm really upset with the Australian consulate. They wouldn't let me in, and she couldn't wait forever, and I don't blame her. It is what it is. So I wanted to answer you because you're my friend. We broke bread together. So that's what's going on. It is what it is. And and I'm single. I'm not necessarily sure I'm available. They're two very, very different things. So we'll see. I'll get there maybe. Who knows? I got squirrel. What do I need any more than that? Mr. Head, Johnny, you, Johnny Jr., and Jimmy and Tad should form an end of the year panel and award a favorite sauce of the year. Ever thought about it? What's really funny? Once you've been I've made almost 7,000 videos, so when you've been a content creator as long as I have, you start thinking about stuff like, what can I do different? So yeah, I can see doing something like that. Those are hard to put together organizationally, But yeah, I'm constantly thinking about different things to do. Anthony, I also had Fireball whiskey with 5 Reaper chilies soaking in it for 5 years. Brutal. The first year of the channel, I had a friend. Oops, sorry about that. I need somebody. I need a program director. My first year of the channel, I had somebody named Ron who sent me moonshine, like legit moonshine, not like vodka in it, but moonshine. This is before I was sober, obviously, and heated with scorpion peppers. And when if the jar was this big and an inch of like red on the bottom and just absolutely clear. If you shook it up, it looked like a Bloody Mary. And I did, I did 3 shots of it during the video, and I was fine. And boy, I got some monumental cap cramps from that. I remember them still. Brutal. It's terrible. DJ, you used to have a Welsh flag in your vids. Is there a connection to Wales? You know what? I just have people that friends there, and they wanted to send me their flag, and I wanted to proudly display it. I had a thing where I used to get flags from every country I went to. I went to a lot of them. And I had them all over my apartment when I lived in Fort Mill. But I still have it, obviously. It's just folded up in a box right now. Dizzy Dragon, Johnny, I'm sending you a whole crate of your absolute favorite sauce. Yucatan Sunshine Green. You are welcome, Dizzy Dragon. It's the only sauce. Dizzy Dragon, for those that are watching that don't know Dizzy Dragon, he is the Chase the Heat historian. And what he's talking about is, I think there's one other sauce that I poured out. I poured that sauce out. I was reviewing it. It was so gross. I poured it out. It was outside. I just dumped it out. It was that bad. And then I started thinking, like, man, there's no way that sauce can be that bad. It had to have been like a bad, like out of date or something funky. So I went back. I got a new one a while later. A little time go by. I don't think it was the same batch. Tasted it. Poured it out again. Horrible sauce for me. I can't believe people buy it. Oh, but you're funny, Dizzy Dragon. Brian loves beans. Johnny, I recently hit 1 year sobriety. You gotta be kidding me. I'm loving life. I'm proud of you, Brian. I really am. We do sober weekends every Saturday and Sunday night, 5 p.m. It's fun. So, by the way, if anybody is tuning into those, if you email me your sobriety counter, I'll post it and we'll all celebrate it. It's a big deal. There are people psyched about it. You know what? I love seeing people psyched about sobriety. It's a cool thing. When I quit, I flipped the switch and I was fired up about my sobriety. I really was. It sounds weird, but I went after my sobriety like I go after peppers. I'm trying, Brandon. I don't have much of a choice. Here's the thing. It was my relationship with her was the most beautiful relationship I've ever had with a woman. Never had a crossword with her. It's a bummer. Sad thing. It's interesting if you polled everybody in this chat right now, what is your definition of a love story, like in a movie? Most people would be some sort of formula: boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, loses girl, and gets girl back. That's what most people would say is a love story. But the truth of the matter is, from a writer's point of view, a love story is when two people desperately need to be together but can't. And that's a love story. And it seems like that's what this was. Heartbreaker. It is what it is. Brian says, I'd be lying if I said I haven't traded booze for heat at times. Listen, honesty is a good thing. That's why it's so beautiful, this kind of a format, a platform, because it's really easy to be honest. We're not looking at you, Brian. You're all looking at me, you know what I mean? But I get it. The fact that you're here, though, 1 year is a big deal. 1 year is a big, big deal. See that? Something about hitting 1 year that makes me realize I can now go forever. Here's the thing, though. While that is true, don't ever let your guard down. And I'm telling you, from my point of view, I decided I wasn't going to drink anymore. It was just like going to a wall and flipping the switch and then walking away from it and never thinking about that switch again. It was easy for me. And that scares me. You know what I mean? I don't want to ever let my guard down. When someone says they've been like, people always tell me their sober dates, and I meet so many people that have been sober so much longer than me. And when someone tells me they've been sober for a long, long time, I think about all the, what I think of more than all the bad days that they grinded it through and didn't use. I think about all the great days when you were on top of the world and you didn't use, because I think I would be way more likely to cave when things were where I'm killing it versus when life's killing me, Jane, thank you for being here. Hi, Johnny and friends. Didn't realize you were on, but can't stay. Just stop by to say hello and smash that big thumb button. Get you all again soon. Thank you, Jane. I appreciate you swinging by. Uh-oh. I feel a Scotland flag might be getting sent to you then. That would be very, very cool. Gatsby Skis. Hey, Johnny, is there any way to find hot sauces by Scoville rating as it is from hot sauce and not dried pepper? Nope. And everything you see is going to be lies. No one's ever honest. A great example of that, Gatsby Skis, is the recent video done by Howtown, a YouTube channel, where they exposed all of the sauces that are on the Hot Ones lineup. There's not one that they represent honestly. Not one. So you can't believe what you read. Here's what I will tell you. The only sauce company I've ever seen. How cool is that, Tiffy Tiff? That's awesome. Congrats. That's so cool. The only sauce company that I've ever seen that's honest about it, and you can take this to the bank, is Hellfire Hot Sauce. Hi, Robin. Good to see you. True story. Hellfire is a chili head company, right? Because I love Tabasco. That's not a chili head run company because they're going to tell you it's a hot sauce. It's not. Hellfire, two of their sauces they print. Actually, I'm not sure if they do. Noah, are you still here? Or Dizzy? Do they put the Noah's here? Do they put the Scoville rating on rebooted on the bottle? I don't know if they do. I know on the first reboot, on the first Doomed, it was 2.46 or 2.6 million. And the lab result printed from the lab is on the label. Take that to the bank. If you see that, here's the thing. That sauce, Doomed, is almost the exact same heat that this one claims to be. And if you did the two side by side, you drink this one before you ever try to drink the other one. It's so hot, it's absurd. Hellfire is a fantastic company. Let's say by jurisdiction. You know what? I need a program director. There we go. The Lifeboat is the first community I found PM the tube, and I didn't know how much I needed to get plugged back in. You know what? Connection. It all goes back to connection. There's nothing more important. It's true. Listen, I think it would solve most of life's problems. Depression, loneliness. I mean, you look at so many issues, health problems. I don't just mean like emotional problems. I mean legit health problems. I think connection does a lot. Ever see the video of the woman with the inability to feel pain? She eats a Carolina Reaper like a strawberry. Well, I'm in peak season. Like in peak season, I can eat a half a dozen without much of a reaction. But yeah, I've seen that one. I know somebody who competes in the chili world who has that condition, and they compete in contests. Isn't that weird? Kind of like Aquaman in a swimming contest. Something doesn't feel right about that, but it is what it is. Gypsy Soul, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Okay, it doesn't have the actual Scoville rating, but it does have printed Double Doom, the 6.6 million Scoville. Yeah. So the second one doesn't have it printed on. The first one does, but I know for a fact that the second one is The actual Scoville heat rating is over 4 million. It has 6.6 million, 6.6 million, going with a hell motif, extract in it, but the total heat of that is a little over 4 million. And don't listen, 4 million is absurdly hot. I mean, it's ridiculously hot. We're going to only go for a few more minutes, you guys. I'm going to wrap it up tonight at 5:05. Please join me. I've got really great interview with Zach Perkins. He's a great guy. It's a really strange thing. He lives 4 miles from here, from where I live. I've gone, made hot sauce with him in the shop. He's a great guy. He really is. Uh-oh. Krista Marie says, seriously, you will never see me try my hot anything. Or see me try hot anything. You know what? You say that now. If you lived near me, if you and I were friends and we hung out, in 6 months, you'd be eating peppers. And I mean, I wouldn't push you into it. You just got to do it the right way. I promise you would. They taste good. They're good for you. They're fun. You just got to start small. Paula, amen on connection, Johnny. Tommy, you and Reese have all helped me feel better. I'm making wellness videos because of all of you. It's a beautiful thing. You're helping people. When you get well, no matter how it is, you cast a ripple and you affect others. Gamer Jackie. Good to see you. You like that thumbnail? I'm going hard on that thumbnail. Sticking the wig on. You're going to love him. He's a great guy. He really is. And he's just a good dude. I knew you were going to say, how'd you know I was going to say that? How did you know? It's true, though. I'm not kidding you. It happens. Everybody that's around me ends up liking hot stuff. Slippery slope. You got to be careful. Fragakuda. Howdy, Johnny. What's your favorite spicy challenge right now? Pretty excited to do this. I'm probably going to do this. I was going to do it today, but because of the review, the interview tonight, I'll probably do this tomorrow. This is, obviously, it's a knockoff of a peppermint patty, but it's Maddie's Patties. And this is 8 points for the League of Fire. All right. League of Fire is like the WWE for the chili world. You can compete against all people around the world. This is worth 8 points. And this, I can't wait to do that. So I think that'll be a fun one. Did you really know I was going to say that? Hi, squirrel. What you doing? Huh? I know. Almost done. Did you hear me say 5 more minutes? Okay, well, I didn't lie to you. Okay. I got you. Oh, Johnny, I've realized I don't have the time and resources to bring my hot sauce to the market. I'm considering reaching out to Zach at Hide Sauce and asking you to produce it for me. Yeah, I do. Yeah, listen, that's how a lot of people have formed companies that way. So I think I would reach out to him. He's a great guy. He's approachable. He's a smart dude. Squirrel, come on, please. Seriously, just 1 more minute, okay? Come here, squirrel. Come here. This is what she's doing. She's working me over. Come here. Come here, squirrel. Come on. Come up here. She's working me over for food in front of you guys. Not in front of during the live stream, squirrel. Come on. Come here. Sorry. Here we go. Well, if you get me to eat hot stuff in a week, I'll get you to watch Real Housewives within a week. I think you'd have a harder job than I would. I don't know if that could happen, but you would be eating peppers. I promise you. Tom Broom, hey man, how you doing? Just got back from eating steak, celebrating finishing the greenhouse. Man, listen, it was like the Panama Canal, the undertaking that Tom did. He did, he's got some brutal weather coming, some scary, believe it or not, un-Florida-like weather coming to Florida. And they always have un-Florida-like weather, but there's some brutal stuff coming his way. And he did, it was a monumental effort, a Herculean effort, one might say. Uh-oh. Arwa's going to do the ice cream soon. Just a little bit at a time, Arwa. Please, it's going to hurt you. It's really, really hot. And you know what? I feel guilty because Blazing Foods made it. Just eat a little bit at a time. Good to see you, Clayton Hollingsworth. Caspi Skis. Thank you, Johnny, for your answer. Love your videos. Keep up with the good. Thank you. I appreciate you watching. We're almost done, you guys. Tiffy Tiff. What's with the love for hot sauce? What am I missing? You know what? From the outside looking in, it's probably confusing, but from the inside looking out, it's almost hard to explain. It is what it is. You're like, either love it or you don't. It's like cats. I love cats. Do you like cats or dogs? Do you like a dog or cat person? Try to explain to somebody who doesn't like cats why you love cats so much, right? It's kind of like that with hot sauce. But there's hot sauce for everybody. There's hot sauce for that is very mild. They make hot sauce. What's up, squirrel? I swear to you, she's the only time she ever does that, jumps on there if I'm doing a live stream. It's crazy. But there's hot sauce for ice cream and things like that. I promise you, there's hot sauce. There's hot sauce I could introduce you that you go, you're kidding me. Where have I been? I promise. Chris Marie says, "Oh, I believe you, but believe if you ever get me to eat hot stuff, you are watching Real Wise. My content, it's only fair. You drive a hard bargain. Might be able to work something out." Squirrel says your watch is broken, right? You all right, Squirrel? She's a talkative little cat, I'm telling you. Gamer Jackie, speaking of connection, Charlie did not yet. I think he's going to. I'm not. I didn't write him. Say, oh, I knew it. My thought is, you know what? I'm on his radar. You know, his drinking is on his radar, right? So I said in a previous video, once you realize that you probably have something that you need to correct, your window opens up a lot, and it's just a matter of timing. So we'll get him. We're gonna help him. Do the peppers burn squirrel? They would if she eat them. Yeah, the only animals that don't feel heat are birds. And that's kind of cool. I will, as soon as I'm off, I'm going to subscribe to Chris's channel. Got a hunkering for some Real Housewives. It's been 5 minutes, right? It has been 5 minutes. All right, I just want to make sure I don't miss anything important before I hang up, before I stop. I love cats. Cats do not tell the cops where your drugs are. Boy, that's a fact. Cats are great. They don't judge, And you know what? She's never going to say, this isn't working. Partly because I'm always going to make it work. Anyhow, I love you guys. If anybody needs any help, reach out. chasetheheat@gmail.com. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you later for sure, Robin. Jamie K, I missed it. Have a good day. I'm sorry. I'll be back on at 5:05 with a really cool interview with a great sauce maker. Hang on. I have to address this. Kaiser, rectal bleeding after I tried a Reaper. That had nothing to do with a Reaper. There was a condition you had prior to that. I promise you. Sorry that happened. But that was something that pepper didn't do that to you. Okay, peppers don't cause ulcers. They'll diagnose one quick. If you got an ulcer and you eat something hot, you'll know faster than if you went to a doctor and said, I have an ulcer, can you run some tests? Right? But if you had that, I promise you that was something prior. I'm not making light of it. I'm so sorry that happened to you. It sucks. DJ, good one, Johnny. Good to finally see you live, mate. Take her easy, Squire. Absolutely. One more time. Here's Tommy's channel. All right. I'll see you guys later on. I'll see you guys at 5. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Love you guys. Oh, no. A prediction. You're going to love Real Housewives of Jersey. What exit? It's my Jersey joke. I have friends that are from, anytime I meet somebody from Jersey, I'll say, I'm from Jersey. Yeah, what exit? They get mad. I got some great New Jersey jokes. Partly because listen, I'm from Long Island. I have a million friends that are from right across, not knocking Jersey. See you guys later. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this was Chase the Heat.